evening. Hope everybody's having a good time. It's Saturday, and we're making it up as we go. So let me bring in my crew here. I, of course, am Ryan, and then we also do have Mr. Paul Corliss. How you doing, sir?
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
You look very relaxed today.
I am.
That's good. Good deal. Also, Mr. Paul Hammerquist. How you doing, sir?
Doing well.
Awesome. Well, we're getting everything started here today. We've had some interesting things going on this week. Let's jump into it here. What have you guys been up to? Anything fun and exciting?
I hate to sound like a broken record, but I'm working on my Gatton Christmas challenge.
Hey,
and I'm nearing the end, so
no kidding.
I will make the deadline.
Making progress. That's awesome. Congratulations, sir. I'm very proud of you. I mean, it only took a long time for you to get this.
And it's not that big a project.
Don't worry. I haven't even started one yet. So I have thoughts and ideas, but we have not gotten this started. Mr. Hammerquist, how we say D Hammerquist? I don't know why, but whatever.
D.E. Hammer,
Yeah.
D. Hammer, Hammer, Paul. Well, other Paul.
Paul.
But Paul is ahead of me, though. I'm only in the design phase for mine.
Hey,
there's my quick sneak peek right there. That's still a lot of work in progress, though. So
good deal. Well, speaking of the Gatton CNC, or I'm sorry, the Gatton Christmas Challenge, we took out the CNC part from the title. There's only 19 days until the start of the Gatton Christmas Challenge, so make sure that you start your project and get something going here. Make yourself a. We had of course Mr. Dave Gatton on last week, and we had a good time talking with him and going over some of the past ones. And then we also have all of our awesome sponsors that are sponsoring stuff this year. We got Hamilton Dilbeck. He's given us a couple of his file packs from his awesome sellers that he does on his site. CNC Later. We got Sane Smart giving us a 3018 is the name of it, CNC router. G3 CNC, that's Stacy over there. He's given us a one of the zeroing edge finders. Cadence Manufacturing and Design, our buddy Cody. I know he's out there. Thanks, Cody, for giving us a bit to give away. And we got Bob CNC. They're giving us a Quantum to give away. And Onefinity is also giving us a one of the Onefinity, I forget the nomenclature of it. Was it? I want to say it's X50. Is that the name of it?
Yeah. Well, it's probably a woodworker, I would imagine.
Yeah, the woodworker. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So
that's a 32 by 32 cut area.
Yeah, it's a really cool prizes out there. So if you haven't started, start thinking about it and get it figured out. You know, it's coming up quick, so and it'll be here before you know it. So I've been spouting this off for I don't know how many 100 days. so you can't say that you didn't know or didn't have time to plan anything. So get out there and get it going. So it's pretty awesome. We do have there's some other, like we've been saying, there's some other sponsors that are coming up, but we haven't nailed everything down yet. Oh, well, here we have Small Maker Man. Yeah. Oh, this is what daddies are used for. You give it here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, excuse.
Daddy, I also came back for a different thing.
Oh yeah, what'd you come back for?
I was wondering if I can 3D print something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna
It's
have
your
to,
printer. You do what you want to do.
Yeah,
dude.
I need to find out on the website.
Oh, well, yeah, you'll have to do that later.
And the co-host.
Oh, sorry, buddy. Your mother changed the code on it. I don't know it.
Crap.
Yeah. There you go. Life of a dad in the technology age. It's always nice to be able just to say, I don't know that code. Your mother changed it. So good times, good times. All right. Well, I guess let's get the. I was trying to think of anything else that we didn't cover last week with the Gatton CNC or Gatton Christmas Challenge. And there was a few things that Dave and I were talking about, but I couldn't quite remember what we wanted to go over. A couple extra points, but kind of forgot what it was. But all right. Anyway, well, when I think of it, we'll bring it up.
Is one of them that you can have more than one project?
Oh, you can. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can have. All you got to do is use a CNC router or a 3D printer or a laser in your project and make it a Christmas themed project and make a video of it, 5 to 10 minutes long. And you're going to email a link to it and some pictures of your project into Dave. And just go down the link to all the rules and all that for the Gatton Christmas Challenge are down in the description. So click on that, pull it up, and submit it appropriately. So good times.
Follow the rules.
Follow the rules. You must follow the rules. Russ Meadows is saying he got his Kickstarter bit package. Nice. Good job, Russ. Get on it. Use them. Very cool. Oh, yeah. Cody, dad life. Yeah. Very true, sir. Very true. All right. Well, let's jump into what's been going on this week. For me, I didn't talk about anything that I had done. We're full swing into Christmas lights at this point. But I really haven't had time to do any 3D printing or anything else at the moment. Working on it, but trying to get some time to do it. But it's going to be tough for the next month. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to be in the lift putting on Christmas lights. We did a big giant tree today, a couple of them. So fun times. All right, let's get this thing going here. All right. First thing that I want to talk about today. And most of the videos that we talk about and stuff that have come out in the last week or so, they're going to be linked in the description of the video. Feel free to click on those and watch them if you want to get some more information on what we're talking about here. The first one I want to talk about is the Elegoo Orange Storm Giga. This thing is a monster. And the Kickstarter went live today at 2 p.m., I believe. And I looked at it about an hour ago, and it was it had already funded. And you'll be glad to know that their $100,000 goal has been met. Their current is $1.9 million dollars for this thing. They've got over 1,000 backers of the thing, so they're obviously going to make it and get them shipped out. So this thing has a huge build volume, 800 by 800 by 1,000 millimeters. So I mean, we're talking 3 foot by 3 foot by almost 40 inches. The thing's huge. It'll be interesting to see who actually buys this thing and uses it.
Yeah, the full build volume.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you'll see the Uncle Jesse's and the 3D printing nerd, all the guys that tend to do big prints for stuff. I'm
Jerry
sure
Brown
they'll,
will probably buy one.
Jerry would be a perfect candidate, I think, for this thing
Yeah.
because he could print his R2D2 out at one shot instead of a bunch of pieces, and I think that would be pretty awesome. Some things I saw about this thing that are pretty cool, though. The pictures of it. I'm gonna get rid of this thing. The pictures I saw of it made me laugh, to be honest with you, because you have this massive, massive build area, and then they just show this little spool of 1 kilogram filament sitting on the top of it. It's like, what are you doing? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you would, to have something that big, you would have to have, I mean, you'd be running at least 2 kilogram or 3 kilogram rolls on that thing if you're making anything of size. But Paul, what thoughts did you have on this thing? Because I know you looked at those videos.
Well, so what I couldn't really comprehend, I think, was they had the 4 heads, right? 4 printer heads and then 4 heating sections. So you could use it as a small printer still.
Yeah,
But
you can buy up to 3 additional heads on, and they were like $100 each or something like that. It wasn't very expensive to add. But I think what it does though is it made they wouldn't move independently. They would all move in synchronous.
so you would cut down your build volume with that.
Yeah, so you could have like maximum, I guess, of 200 millimeter wide areas going across. And
I mean, if
several of them deep or whatever it is.
Yeah, and I mean, if you had a print farm, and doing that, I mean, great idea. But I mean, 4 of them with that big of, I would want to be able to have one and have that whole area and be able to switch out, instead of 4 small ones. And then, I mean, you have a tall vertical, but you're left, right, you're losing out a lot.
One of the things that I saw that kind of concerned me was you started talking about it a little bit, the 4
zones. Yeah.
But so when you look at a printer bed, and if you do a thermal scan of it or whatever, the center's the hottest part, and then it radiates out, so the edges are going to be cooler. Where everybody always prints is the center of their bed.
But yep.
So if you're printing in the center of that thing, you're at a cold spot because you're at the corner of 4 different pieces coming into the center. So I was like, "Oh, that's interesting. I wonder how well that will work." Or if you just have to print accordingly.
Or, enclose it somehow so you can try to at least keep that heat in there.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
That's going to be a big enclosure.
Yeah. I mean, it's just massive.
Yeah.
For what I think most people would use that for, I mean, the height is just ridiculous. I don't know. I mean, if it was, 300 millimeter tall and 800 wide, I think it would probably be more usable for people. But being that tall, SEMA was this week, which is a big auto parts thing. What am I trying to think it is? It's like a show, I guess, really. But all these people come out there with all these high-tech cars and stuff like that. And 3D printing has really entered the car making world. It was B is for Build. They did a 67 fastback Mustang, but they put it on a 2020 Mustang chassis, and they were trying to make it kind of reminiscent of a Shelby GT 350 or 500, and or maybe they have 5.1 in the middle. Yeah. I guess we'll find out when they build the thing. but anyway, so so the guy from B is for Build actually modeled the front bumper like his own design, and then they 3D printed it out. He bought a $20,000 3D printer to print this thing out, and then but they had the wrong nozzles in it. They were still running the 0.4 nozzle, and for doing something that big, it was going to take like a week or two for it to print out the bumper. And it's like, oh yeah, if it's something that big, you should have a 0.6 or a 0.8 millimeter nozzle in it. You shouldn't be printing with a 0.4. That's just dumb. But yeah, so I guess he's looking to unload this $20,000 printer because it wasn't going to do what he wanted it to do after they put it together. I don't even know what brand that thing was. It was pretty cool though. But yeah, he ended up printing the bumper parts out on his CR10 machine, and then they glued it all together and fiberglassed it and stuff. So, and I think I was hearing, I heard one, because I'm a car guy too, and so I like it when the worlds start mixing. And Toyota did I forget what they called it. It was it's a Tacoma, but they used a whole bunch of the bigger truck parts on it and stuff like that, and made it kind of like a street truck, and like had some pretty wild styling. And supposedly a bunch of it was 3D printed, but I only found one person saying that, and even from Toyota never even mentioned it. And you would think that Toyota would have mentioned it in their video, but I don't know. It would have been cool.
They're 3D printing rockets.
Yeah,
you know, it's making its way out there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
yeah. Did we talk about? I don't know, maybe it came out last week. Joel telling the 3D printing nerd he did a visit out to the solar decathlon out in California. This, I guess, recently. And what that is, it's a bunch of colleges will get together and they build sustainable houses. And they're usually a small footprint and all that. But the one college out in California did a 3D printed house, and which is pretty cool. It was, this little house cost $250,000, but it's like, oh, we're trying to get the cost down to 100 and something. Yeah, what for that size house? It should be like half of that still. Come on.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's it's getting everywhere. It's pretty cool. But yeah, no, the whole Orange Storm Giga though is pretty. It's neat. I tried to convince my wife to let me jump on it. And my wife just decided not to answer me. I know what that answer is then.
That's probably about the same answer I get here.
Yeah, pretty much, right? But so yeah. So anyway, so that's the Elegoo Orange Storm Giga. If you want to see their video on it, check it out in the description, and we'll let us know what you guys think of it. Pretty neat. It's Clipper machine, which is kind of nice. So, but we'll see how that goes. All right. Well, let's see here. Moving on. Maslow CNC. So Maslow came out. I guess they felt compelled to put this video out. This guy's adorable.
I felt he was like, this is funny. Watching that video, he was like, this is just, I don't think he could keep quiet about it, like he was he had to say something. Yeah,
you have to address it, I guess, when it gets to the point that it's gotten.
Yeah, and if you read through the comments, everyone's like, you're being too nice. You're being too nice.
Oh, yeah. Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, he kind of reminds me of like one of the hippie guys type. He's just, woo, whatever. I mean, the guy, so I learned some things during that video. One was that the Maslow 4 that they just did the Kickstarter for is really his second production Maslow. It kind of made me go, okay. I
What
guess
happened to 2 and 3?
right. Yeah. You never released anything else, from my understanding, but okay. But then, so I guess when he decided that he was done with the original Maslow, he put the files out there and said, "Here, if you want to make one yourself, here's where all the parts are, whatever." And then there's a couple guys that what's this thing called? Maker Made.
Yeah.
And I had seen that. I thought that Maslow just changed their name to Maker Made, but it wasn't. It was kind of somewhat licensed to them, not really, because he had just given the files out to everybody. But these two guys made Maker Made and were making the Maslow CNC.
Well, they weren't even making it.
Yeah, then
They
weren't even making it. They had somebody else make it in
Right.
China. And then I guess they ended up owing that guy a bunch of money, and the guy sued him. And now that guy licensed it to somebody else, and they're trying to sell it under the Maslow CNC name. And so, what a cluster F.
And then Maslow's just like, well, hopefully everything will just work out.
Yeah, like, what do you know? You're going to get your stuff taken from you or something. Like, you need to. This is the time that lawyers actually are worth something.
Yes.
And I won't say that any louder because my wife is upstairs and she is an attorney. She does insurance defense, so it's a different thing. So, but anyway, yeah, like, dude, you need to get a lawyer and you need to enforce your trademark stuff, or else somebody's going to end up with your stuff. I think it'd be funny though if he did lose it and then he calls himself Maker Made too. That would be funny. Absolutely crazy though. I mean, I was just that he has the diagram in the background. Look at the diagram he's got in the background. The whole video. I'm like, oh, so he actually just drew this out for everybody.
Hey, but that table he made was really cool.
It was a very cool table.
And the 3D parts he made to support the legs,
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's where his heart is, in that table.
No, but craziness. Oh yeah. Well, I've following what he's doing with Maslow CNC is it's God bless the guy. I hope they do well. It's not a machine that I would. I mean, it'd be fun to play with, but I don't think I would want to buy one. But,
If I was still living downtown and I had the loft I used to have, I could totally see that, because I had a big shotgun loft, and if I wasn't doing CNC at the time, I would probably get one. That it would make sense for that area and where the space I had. I'm so thankful I have a garage now. My wife is not, because her car no longer has a home, really. But
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
crazy. All right. Well, let's see here. We'll move on from there. Oh, so all right. So this video is older. It's like a year old, but I ran across it and I love it. So this is the cloud from Wham Bam system. So anybody that doesn't know who Wham Bam is, they typically are a 3D printing company that makes enclosures and like build plates for printers, different printers. But they also are now making the cloud, which is a fire suppression system for 3D printers. But I would you have to be able to use this thing also for like lasers.
Yeah.
It's like a perfect thing because the way it works, it's really neat to. Everybody should go check out that video because I'm ordering some of them just to have around the printers and stuff like that, and the CNC and laser. Because if the way that it works is if actual flame touches it for 3 seconds, it'll explode. And I guess there is some sort of explosive charge in this thing. And it'll extinguish out something. I don't know if it said on here. It actually, no, it doesn't say on there on that description, but it's a pretty good size area.
Yeah.
That it'll envelop and put out fire. That video is pretty neat because they show it like as an enclosed, printer fire, and then they do one that's like out in the open, and it does a good job of putting out the fire both ways. I mean, it's gonna make a mess, but hey, better a mess than burning your house down.
So it's a dry powder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever set off a dry powder fire extinguisher?
No, but I know it gets everywhere.
I have.
Yeah.
And I almost wish I'd let the fire go. Come up with a better way because it makes a mess. I mean, it's like a last resort,
Yeah.
Boy, do I really want to pull this pin,
Well, I would think though, at that point, you're not like in front of your unit of whatever it is that
Right.
you're protecting, doing the right thing, being in front of it. But if you're not in front of it, and flame has gotten to it, that's the last resort. Something needs to happen immediately.
Doesn't some company make fire suppressors that are like an inert gas that
I'm sure they do.
but like if it's in an enclosed area, it blows a charge and it's an inert gas and it smothers a fire.
Yeah. Just suck all the oxygen out or replace it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it would make sense to be able to do it that way. Yeah. Pretty cool though. I mean, I don't think most of us do the right things on fire suppression around our machinery.
Roger the Tinker is saying Halo, so that must be the
okay.
The name brand.
Yeah. So you hope not you don't ever need something like that, but you're happy when you have it. Yeah. You see on the Facebook groups of these people that leave their lasers running and go to the store and stuff.
Oh.
It's like, what do you do? And they come back and their house is on fire. I don't know what happened. I was at the store. It's like, what are you doing? Why are you leaving that thing run? That's ridiculous. Should not do that. But hopefully it's never needed. But I think it's a good thing to have around. All right, here let's get into CNC Labs. CNC Labs had a update video. You remember back on Dave's show, we had CNC Labs on the show one time, and was telling us about the long mill and everything and all that. So they released a update video for the month of like what they've been doing in October and such like that. And they got some cool stuff going on.
Yeah.
Mr. Otherpaul is a affiliate of theirs.
Yeah.
Their machines.
Oh yeah. I'm super excited about them if they can pull it off and put it in the same price range as Ometek a CO2 laser.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen anything about size or anything like that. But if they can put out, something at least North American made in that price range, because that's what they like to do. It's like they want to be competitive in price and really hit that hobby market. So if they can take all those boxes, and then also, they're hinting at software side stuff too and control. They're been kind of vague. All they've really said is we're doing CO2 from what I can find.
Yeah.
So
So they mentioned it kind of briefly in the video about the CO2 laser.
yeah.
Which that'd be pretty sweet. And he's also talking about he shows the control box, right? Is that is that the existing one, or is that the new one that they're working on?
They're working on the longboard, which is going to replace the current control box, which is, just controls the motor. You still have to have a computer and hook it up. With the longboard, they're going to have G-Sender, which is just a fork of, oh my gosh, CNCJS that they've been working on, run on the board.
Right.
And so they're going to have fourth axis support, laser support. Also, they don't have they didn't build it with a spindle in mind, so it's, router based. So they're going to have like the OI relay, so it can turn the spindle off and on, your dust collection, all of that. But they've been working on that now, I want to say 8-9 months.
Wow.
So they're like, well, you take 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of thing, but they've been making a lot of progress on that. And that's what I'm excited for. So
yeah, that'll be cool. If it's like an all-in-one, there's no external stuff you got to add to it. And with the routers, I have forgotten to turn my router on and sent it to Cody. So that'll be nice, just turn it on and off. Even I don't even care about speed, at least it's on. And so they were talking about making their own router too.
Yes. Their own spindle. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I get it, and I like those guys got a lot going on. And then they put out a video like right after that. I think that it was yesterday or the day before, about their new building, which is I guess it's like twice the size of the one that they're in now.
Yeah.
And they're working on getting it all ready and getting everybody moved over.
Yeah, and they have the rotary access tool now as well. So,
man, they're working hard, that's for sure. But pretty cool stuff they got going on. I wonder how far away the building is. Like having to moving sucks.
Yeah.
During Hurricane Fran back in '96. I think it was. Yeah, 96. Hurricane Fran came through, and I had been down at Fort Bragg for not even 6 months, and everybody was going on their leave, and my wife and I were staying home, and Hurricane Fran came through and put a giant tree through our house. So we had to like move while everybody else was on. No, it sucked because nobody was around to help me move. And we ended up moving up the street. There was a house that was for sale that had been for sale for a while. And we were like, hey, we just had a tree go through our house, and we're looking to see if maybe you would rent the house out while you're trying to sell it. And they said, yeah. So we had to move 4 doors away. And that was the worst move I've ever had to make. It was so stupid. Oh, it was bad. I mean, because you couldn't even load a car up to go any worthwhile distance. So you just walked the crap up the street the whole time. Oh, it was a horrible move.
Well, you know how bad moving sucks is that any order over $150, they took care of all the shipping. Like, we'd rather ship this than move it.
Jeez. Yeah, just take
Just-
it.
Just ship it. We don't want to move it.
Yep. Peace out. So good on CNC Labs. Hopefully, we'll get some more good updates out of them, and yeah, it'll be cool to see the stuff that they're working on.
Well, oh, and yeah, they also in that update talk about the 4 foot by 4 foot, the alt meal.
Oh yeah, okay.
So large format as well. So that one I've heard, they've talked about here and there, but I think they went with the MK2 first and tried to get that out before putting out, the
They were talking. He was talking, I think, at one point in the video about just, hey, somebody wants one, okay, we'll just make it.
Yeah.
Like on a case by case basis or something. So, but yeah. So let more power to them. We'll have to get them back on.
Getting back to that fire suppression.
Okay.
It's
be in the space when you let it go. Oh yeah. Yeah. Ooh. It would suck all the oxygen out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'd rather have the dust bomb. Whatever it is. Yeah. Oof. All right, let's see here. Going back to our Kickstarters have been a big thing since that I've been keeping an eye on since our buddy Cody did his. And this one came out. They finally went live with it. Coprint. It's a company out of the UK, I guess. And we mentioned them a while ago, but they're actually producing their Kickstarter has gone live now. It's pretty cool. It's different than what I thought it was going to be because it's like a whole ecosystem that they're selling for 3D printing. So they have a touchpad type thing that has clipper on it, and you can control, I think it said 8 printers at one time, up to 8 of them from the one pad, which is pretty cool.
The Chroma pad.
Yeah, from the Chroma pad. And then they also have an extruder that you can do 4-color printing with, which is the same thing as, the same concept, I guess, as what the Bamboo Labs A1 is using, because all 4 of them go into the head itself. And then there was what else did they have? The head. It was like 3 or 4 things that they had all together, working together to make it all happen. Which so it's gone live, and evidently it's doing pretty good. They were giving out some discounts and stuff, and it's live. So if you want to check that out and see what they're doing, check it in the description. So, okay. So the last big thing that I thought was cool and interesting to talk about today is two of the people. All right. So this is, again, it's a 3D printing channel. And also Nathan Builds Robots just put one out, I think today, on the same subject, but they went to Micro Swiss. Micro Swiss makes extruders and stuff like that for 3D printing. But what I thought was so cool, because they did a factory tour, all the CNCs that they had there, and like all the different kinds of CNCs that were doing metal work and all kinds of custom fab. I mean, we always geek out on Cody's awesome machine that he has, and then it was like, oh, there's a whole bunch of other ones like this out there. And I mean, like that, you can see in this thumbnail, this extruder here that's right, I guess Joel's left there. That's all machined out of one piece of aluminum. And like the testing that they do for the tolerances and all that stuff was pretty cool. The way that 3D Printing Nerd does his video and the way that Nathan Builds Robots does his video, completely different. But it's covering a lot of the same stuff. Joel does it more as a, hey, I'm working here today. Here's how you do these things. And Nathan Builds Robots is more of a, interviewing with the people that work there, making the stuff. So both of them pretty interesting to watch, and seeing how all that stuff is made is pretty cool. I mean, like even the extruders themselves, like the plates, how they get like a custom made extrusion of aluminum so that they're not having to hog out a whole bunch more. Like they're only hogging out what they need to instead of a bunch of unnecessary stuff.
I didn't get to catch the full one on Printing Nerd.
Yeah.
But when I saw him talking about the tips and, that machine, it's like they're testing it to how much pressure to put in, pop that top part of the tip in.
Yeah.
How much does that machine cost? Like, I'm like, and then you look around and see all those machines. I'm like,
well, it really made me appreciate how much those things cost.
Yeah.
Because like I bought the extruder for my Ender 3, which is it's just a stock, Creality part. It was like $30. That Micro Swiss NG is like $120. And man, you see why it costs that much. And it looks completely worth it. I mean, how well that thing is, all that stuff is cut and machined. It's impressive to see. So everybody, even if you're not into 3D printing out there, go check it out for the CNC stuff because it's neat. There's some really cool machines. The one machine, like you can open it. It was vertical.
Yeah, and he drills it in to hold it in place.
So it's coming in here doing this work on here, and this thing that all the work pieces are on has multiple work pieces around, and you can access the back and switch them out as it's working on the front ones. I was like, oh, that is cool. I don't even want to know how much that thing cost. It'd be interesting.
Hey.
Man.
You can go to your wife now and go, look, this one's only 2,000.
Yeah.
This is 2 million. It's a deal. See?
Cody's got one.
There's 3 less zeros.
Exactly.
Come on. What's the deal? I've learned a lot being married twice. So
been there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. They somebody said something to me the other day. And they're like, oh yeah, that was really attentive of you to pick up on that. I said, well, I've been married twice. I know what I need to do and not to do it more. Oh, crazy. Oh, it looks like Mr. Cody had to peace out there. So thanks for coming in, Cody. Appreciate you watching, buddy. Make sure everybody picks up Cadence Manufacturing Design. He's a good guy, makes great stuff. Speaking of Cody, while we're at it, he's doing a maker meet on the 11th at his shop. So if you're out there in Arizona way, or if you don't have anywhere to be and you want to get a plane ticket, go out there, go visit Cody's shop, and go hang out with a bunch of people doing CNC stuff. So,
on that Voyager sign,
yeah,
I grabbed his compression bit instead of the downcut bit when I was, oh man. But hey, I ran the downcut bit and perfect. Took care of all the mess I made with the compression bed.
There you go. Right tool for the right thing.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, that was all the videos and stuff like that I picked up this week that I thought were interesting in between running around doing Christmas lights and stuff. And yeah, that was about it for me. So anybody else have anything else they want to chat about? You have anything you want to tell us, Paul? You have, Mr. Corliss, you have been hiding something from us, I know.
No.
It was worth a shot. I mean, it works in police stations.
I keep getting more and more projects from family, and there's no money in that. In fact, it costs me money every time.
Yeah.
And I picked up a couple more of those this week, and
there you go. Get them done, sir. Good times. All right. Well, I guess
now I'm at the point where I only take jobs if I can either use the CNC, the 3D printer, or the laser. If I can't use those, I'm not interested.
Yeah, forget about it.
You should just start saying $20.
Yep.
$20. 20.
Pay for
it.
Yeah.
Oh, I did. I bought one of these.
Oh.
And what this is, it's one of those sample packs.
Okay.
PLA.
Yeah.
And there's 10 foot of, I think it's 22 colors.
Oh, wow.
And what I bought that for is Hue Forge.
Nice. That's what as soon as you started saying that, I was like, oh, that's for Hue Forge.
Yeah, because then I don't have to buy 15 reels of PLA. This I can play around with and see what I'd use the most. And that thing doesn't take that much filament when it's running.
Yeah.
And I think there's 10 feet in each coil.
Oh, that's cool. So are you going to do the what brand is it?
It is, I don't know if it says. It is an Amazon special.
Oh, okay.
It is BB Life.
Interesting. We'll see how it is. BB Life. All right. So what you'll want to, are you going to do the little cards for it for the to do the transmittance or whatever it is?
Oh, I don't know.
Because then you'll be able to be more accurate in your colors on your
colors.
on
Yeah, that's a good idea. I hadn't thought of that.
They say it doesn't take very much to do it. It's more black than anything else because you're doing black on the bottom.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I thought, well, I'll do that. It'll give me a chance to try that Hue Forge, and I've got a bunch of colors. So
sweet. When I've had a few moments, you just reminded me that I was messing with my Hue Forge stuff. Not printing anything, but playing with the program itself, and man, I'm so impressed with that stuff. That
program does a lot.
A lot. It's wild how much it does. Yeah. I kind of flashed this last week, but I'll show it. This was version 1 of my attempt at the Maker's Rock. So, but here, like, pretty dead on for what it was intended to be. And I don't know, you really can't tell here, but you can. Well, you
the
can
white
tell.
stands up
Yeah,
kind
see
of
how
high.
high the white is, and then you can see the red is a lot lower. So there's been a couple of people on the Hue Forge group doing different album covers and all that. And of course, I'm like, hey, Maker's Rock is coming.
Oh,
you need to do that. Do something for Maker's Rock.
It'd be perfect for that, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, it'd be really cool. But it's not a just throw it in there and go type of thing.
No,
but it definitely can make some really cool things. but doing it, this is kind of even cheating that system, I think, because of it just being a bunch of solid colors stacked on top of each other. But I think it worked out really well. It's got a bunch of curling and stuff down here, so that's why I'm going to do it again. This was supposed to take like 8 hours, and it took me like over 24 because I'd set it to go for one color and then forget about it.
No, when you
Like-
have a long print like that, do you let it go overnight, or do you stop it and then or pause it and then restart it?
Nah, I let it roll.
Do you?
Yeah, which again, from what we were talking about before with the cloud and all that stuff, probably shouldn't be doing that. But it really depends. I've done testing with my Ender 3 on the thermal runaway stuff, like unplugging stuff and making sure that it works and stuff. So I'm pretty confident that mine would be okay.
I've got a camera on my 3D printer, and I've got a camera on my CNC,
yeah.
so that if I'm not right there, at least I can see what's going on. But I'm still new enough to where I try and stay in the vicinity of whatever is running.
Yeah. I really do try to too. For the most part, at least checking in on it every hour or two, and making sure that it hasn't gone crazy or something like that. But because I've came in here the one time when I've been testing Ryan's printer, and glob of doom happened.
Yeah, it looks like a big bunch of wool or something.
Yeah, it was bad. I've been working, well, up until like the last 2 weeks. I was really working on testing that machine out, and really not having a great time with it. But I've got some thoughts, and I gotta try them, and then I'll put out a video on that thing and see how it goes. So I have hope. I think some of it may have been user error, but some of it isn't user error. So we'll find out. We'll see. I mean, usually it's user error for things going bad, horribly bad, like they have been. So, oh well. All right. Well, let's call it a day, and we're right about an hour, and let everybody have a good evening, and possibly watch some foosball tomorrow, which I won't be able to because I'll be on a roof putting in lights. But everybody will have a great evening. Oh, hey, tonight's the night that we got to change our clocks too, right? Unless
is.
you're in
Yep.
Arizona. Yeah,
It is.
So it's
All
just
back an hour.
Anymore, the only thing I have to change is the microwave and the refrigerator,
There
because
you go.
about everything else changes itself.
Does it all. Yeah.
Even my car changes itself.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. I don't know how it knows how to do it, but it does.
It's just like, okay.
Yeah.
Cool deal. All right. Well, everybody, thanks for joining us tonight. We definitely appreciate it. And we'll get at it again next week, when there will be 12 days until the start of the Gatton Christmas Challenge. So it's coming up quick, people. Start working on your projects. I mean, look at this gray hair. I mean, it's only going to get grayer between now and the start of the 2023 Gatton Christmas Challenge. So get on there and get some stuff started, and let's have a good time. People need to win great prizes and make some great stuff for it. So, all right, people. Well, have a good night, and we will see you next time.